Alright. So, I've been seeing on the internet that a lot of people have been talking about everybody should quit going to college or substitute going to college for going into the blue collar workforce. As somebody who has been in both, and somebody who was born 30 years ago, I've been able to see a transition from the old generation where a lot of them made good money going into a blue collar type of field, and they transitioned, out of high school. They learned under somebody, and they were able to build up a skill set that allowed them to make a long withstanding career. They were usually with the company for 30 years, and they had good days and bad days, but they was able to take care of themselves, eventually start a family, and live a good life. Yeah, but now most people nowadays they are conditioned in high school to be sitting down all day, being used to computer work, unless you played some kind of sport. Then you ain't used to the elements. You're not used to being outside, being very physical. And that's a lot of the problem that I believe is gonna throw people off, is that people are not gonna be used to doing such rigorous physical labor. A lot of people are complaining about, the problems with this, problems with that. Oh my gosh, the 9 to 5 is so hard, and I can't even get paid for an hour or 30 minutes of lunchtime. Yeah, you're not working, so you're not gonna get paid. Yeah, and that, along with being in the elements, you ain't gonna be inside of a conditioned building, sitting down. I mean, you're gonna be up on your feet, and you're gonna be expected to, move fast, move quickly. I mean, these jobs have expectations of things about a time frame that they need to get done in, and of course they're going to expect you to get it done in a certain amount of time, especially if you at least have a resemblance of knowing what you're supposed to do. And of course you can go to a 2-year college and get some training, have less debt. They'll even give you a tool bag. They'll even give you a tool bag full of tools, and you'll be able to go out to the workforce and say, hey, now I've got training, and I've got this certificate, and you're ready to go. But yeah, I mean, you're still gonna have people who this is their first ever job. A lot of people ain't getting first jobs anymore, working in a grocery store, working in fast food. So it's gonna be a different world, especially if they ain't used to, the kind of rough and tough atmosphere that the blue collar world, is. Yeah, that's the unfortunate reality, is that, there's a lot of hard stuff that you got to deal with. You got to deal with a lot of hard people, a lot of people that are just miserable and don't wanna be there, and so you got that to deal with too. So yeah, I think people need to really think about, do they really think that they're going to be working with their hands and dealing with the elements 8 hours a day at the minimum? Yeah, and most people are used to being in school for 6 hours a day, and then when you get into the workforce, you'll have 8-hour days, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15-hour days. Yeah, especially if you get into a blue collar type of job, then yeah, you'll definitely be doing 12, 13, 14, 15-hour days, especially if you got a job that requires you to be on call. You'll get called out in the middle of the night. Yeah, definitely something to think about. If you're willing to stick it out, you can definitely make some great money. But you definitely got to take care of yourself and be willing to go through the tough times at first, because there are going to be tough times. I mean, there's tough times when you have experience, but there's going to be a struggle in the beginning, getting yourself conditioned, getting used to it.